Welcome back. So we are in the second unit of the paper, Environmental Education. So in this lecture, we are going to deal with the factors of degradation of environment, adverse socio-economic impacts of degradation of environment. So we shall see what environmental degradation is. Environmental degradation is the disintegration of the earth or deterioration of the environment through consumption of assets, for example, air, water, and soil. The destruction of environments and the eradication of wildlife. It is characterized as any change or aggravation to nature's turf seen to be pernicious or undesirable. Ecological effect or degradation is created by the consolidation of an effectively substantial and expanding human populace, constantly expanding monetary development or per capita fortune, and the application of assets, exhausting and polluting technology. Environmental degradation is one of the largest threats that are being looked at in the world today. The United Nations International Strategy for Disaster Reduction characterizes environmental degradation as the lessening of the limit of the earth to meet social and environmental destinations and needs. Environmental degradation can happen in number of ways. Excuse me. Factors that are responsible for environmental degradation. The whole living organisms depend upon environment for their existence. The environment is degrading day by day, either through natural process or through human activities. Environmental degradation is the deterioration of the environment through depletion of natural resources such as air, water, and soil. Destruction of ecosystem and the extinction of wildlife. The loss of biodiversity has created imbalance in the ecosystem. Each and every living organism are linked with each other. Environmental degradation can occur naturally or through human processes or activities, though we can say that humans are more likely to be responsible for the degradation of the environment. Nowadays, human beings are the major cause of the deterioration of the environment. The the rapid increase in population consumed more resources to support the growing population and to raise the human life standards. Thus, population growth is the major cause of environmental degradation. And one more thing, pollution is also one of the causes of environmental degradation. Pollution is occurring all over the world and poisoning the planets and oceans. Even in the remote areas, the effects of land destruction are obvious. The excessive use of non-biodegradable products like plastics and many more have degraded the land and water. So, the disturbances in the land and water resources will create an imbalance in the environment. Deforestation is also the cause of environmental degradation. Humans are cutting down trees for firewood, timber, medicinal purposes, and many more. Deforestation and the logging industries have destroyed many tropical rainforests around the world. Likewise, the use of newly developed chemicals in land, water, and in other fields has degraded the environment. The varieties and quantities of chemicals that are available to humans have released into the air, water, and soil. They create a degradation of the water resources, air resources, and the soil resources. The agricultural production has been decreased, which may result scarcity of food in the future. If the wise utilization of various chemicals is not done, we incur a great loss of the natural resources. And coming to the causes of environmental degradation, some environmental life species require substantial areas to help provide food, living space, and other different assets. These creatures are called area specific. And here we come across the land disturbance. A more basic cause of environmental degradation is land damage. Numerous weedy plant species are both foreign and obtrusive. Whole environments can be destroyed because of these invasive species. Pollution is also a cause of environmental degradation. Pollution, in whatever form, whether it is air, water, land, or noise, is harmful for the environment. Air pollution pollutes the air that we breathe, which causes health issues. Water pollution degrades the quality of water that we use for drinking purposes. Land pollution results in the degradation of the Earth's surface as a result of the human activities. Noise pollution can cause irreparable damage to our ears when exposed to continuous large sounds like honking of vehicles on a busy road or machines producing large noise in a factory or a mill. And even overpopulation is one of the causes of environmental degradation. Rapid population growth puts strain on natural resources, which result in degradation of the environment. Mortality rate has gone down due to the better medical facilities, which has resulted in increased lifespan. More population simply means more demand for food, clothes, and shelter. You need more space to grow food and provide homes to millions of people. This results in deforestation, which is another factor of environmental degradation. And even landfills are a cause for the environmental degradation. These landfills pollute the environment and destroy the beauty of the city. Landfills come within the city due to large amount of waste that gets generated by households, industries, factories, and hospitals. Landfills pose a great risk to the health of environment and the people who live there. Landfills produce foul smell when burned and cause huge environmental degradation. Deforestation is also a cause of environmental degradation. Deforestation, excuse me, is the cutting down of trees to make way for more homes and industries. Rapid growth in population and urban sprawl are two of the major causes of deforestation. Deforestation contributes to global warming as decreased forest size puts carbon back into the environment. And there are certain natural causes like avalanches, earthquakes, tidal waves, storms, and wildfires, which can totally crush the nearby animal and plant groups to the point where they can no longer survive in those areas. This can either come to fruition through physical demolition as the result of a disaster, or by the long-term degradation of assets, by the presentation of an obtrusive foreign species to the environment. Of course, humans aren't totally to blame for this whole thing. With or without the effect of human exercises, a few biological systems degrade to the point where they can help or can't help the life that is supposed to live there. Effect and coming to the effects of environmental degradation. So, environmental degradation of any kind will impact or influence on the human health. The toxic air pollutants can cause respiratory problems like pneumonia and asthma. Millions of people are known to have died of due to indirect effects of air pollution, and it will result in a loss of biodiversity. Biodiversity is important for maintaining balance of the ecosystem in the form of combating pollution, restoring nutrients, protecting water sources, and stabilizing climate. Deforestation, global warming, overpopulation, and pollution are few of the major causes for loss of biodiversity. So, environmental degradation will result in the depletion of the ozone layer. Ozone layer, as we all know, it is responsible for protecting Earth from the harmful penetration of the ultraviolet rays. Ultraviolet rays. The presence of chlorofluorocarbons, hydrochlorofluorocarbons in the atmosphere is causing the ozone layer to deplete. As it will deplete, it will emit harmful radiations back to the Earth. And this environmental degradation will cause loss for tourism industry. The deterioration of environment can be a huge setback for tourism industry that relies on tourists for their daily livelihood. Environmental damage in the form of loss of green cover, loss of biodiversity, huge landfills, increased air and water pollution. So this can be a big turn off for most of the tourists, and it will result in the loss for tourism industry. The economic impact is also considerable. The huge cost that a country may have to bond due to environmental degradation can have big economic impact in terms of restoration of green cover, cleaning up of landfills, and protection of endangered species. The economic impact can also be in terms of loss of the tourism industry. One of the greatest challenges facing humanity is environmental degradation, including deforestation, desertification, pollution, and climate change. An issue of increasing concern for the international community. Environmental degradation increases the vulnerability of the societies. It affects and contributes to the scarcity of resources. Environmental degradation can lead to a scarcity of resources such as water and even the farm lands. And coming to the effects of major environmental problems on both health and productivity are water pollution and water scarcity. Water scarcity compounds these health problems. Productivity is affected by the cost of providing safe water, by constraints on economic activity caused by the water shortage. Air pollution is also a major threat for the environment. Solid and hazardous waste. It will impact the productivity through the pollution of groundwater resources. Soil degradation, such as depleted soils, increase the risks of malnutrition for forests. And even for the farmers. Deforestation, the loss of sustainable logging potential and of erosion prevention, watershed stability, and carbon sequestration provided by forests are among the productivity impacts of deforestation. And moreover, it will lead to the loss of biodiversity and the depletion of ozone layer will result in the atmospheric changes. The social factors such as the socio-economic factors, institutional and technological environments will be influenced by all these things. Even population can be considered as an important source of development, and yet it is a major source of environmental degradation too. So unless the relationship between the multiplying population and the life support system can be stabilized, development programs, however innovative, are not likely to yield desired results. And it will result in poverty. Poverty is said to be both cause and effect of environmental degradation. The circular link between poverty and environment is an extremely complex phenomenon. Inequality may foster unsustainability because the poor, who rely on the natural resources more than the rich. Acceleration in poverty elevation is imperative to break this link between poverty and the environment. Urbanization. So the lack of opportunities for gainful employment in villages and the ecological stresses is leading to an ever increasing movement of poor families to the nearby towns. Such rapid and unplanned expansion of the cities has resulted in the degradation of urban environment. Even the economic factors will result in poor functioning of markets and environmental goods and services. The level and pattern of economic development also affect the nature environmental problems. So direct impacts of agricultural development on the environment and from farming activities will contribute to soil erosion, land salination and loss of nutrients. Intensive agriculture and irrigation contribute to land degradation, particularly salination, alkalization, and water logging.